Well, let's talk about what we saw last night between the Kings and the Lakers. We find out that a little sickness is running through the Kings.
Yeah.
I heard yesterday morning it was like Sabonis, Dellavedova, and Len were not shoot around. I'm going, oh, no. All three of those players missed. But, of course, Sabonis being out was the big one. And there's been so much talk. Man, when Sabonis is not in the game, it looks like a complete mess.
Yep.
He's not playing tonight, and that meant Richaun Holmes was in the starting lineup. The way this game started, the Kings gave up 39 points to the Lakers. They allowed 24 points in the paint. It looked like we were going to see a repeat of what we have seen in the past. What was your reaction after seeing that first quarter by the Kings?
Well, when I saw the stat, it was a season high quarter for the Los Angeles Lakers as well. I was going, oh shit, things are not looking good for the Kings right now. I was thinking bad things, but at the same time, I had to remember that the Kings have shown that they can be resilient, that they can respond, that they listen to Mike Brown and the coaching staff when they're told what adjustments to be made. Those adjustments were made. They matched the physicality. They matched the way that the Lakers were out hustling them in that first. Just a much better performance by the Kings from the second quarter on.
It was just night and day. And it's crazy that we're talking about a Kings win, and I feel like the lead today was the defense. The defense stepped up after the first quarter, and Mike Brown's talked about this because we've seen like glimpses. And yes, they're against some teams that aren't good, like Houston, Orlando, like San Antonio, where you see, oh, they closed, they had a good fourth quarter, they had a good second half. Mike Brown's like, hey, I love that we're 6-7 games above 500. We got to string more consistent defensive possessions together. We have to defend at a much more effective rate. Second through fourth quarter, I thought the Kings did a great job. I mean, the Lakers had a few shot clock violations in that game. The Kings were active. They were rebounding well. Shout out Richaun Holmes and Keegan Murray. I thought Kevin Huerter did some great things defensively. I was really impressed with how they responded after that hideous first quarter.
Yeah, much better activity, right? Not only with the way that they were moving their legs and their hips and not angling guys to the basket. They were being active with their hands. And I know LeBron, he still got his, but it was great to see when he started settling for his shots. He's been doing that more and more this season. You're seeing that's the only place where you're seeing age catch up on him a little bit. If I have to say one bad thing about him, he isn't as explosive and isn't just like dominant going to the rim possession after possession. So Kings did a better job not only of putting that pressure on him, but having more resistance toward other guys as well after that first quarter.
Let's get into Richaun Holmes here.
Please.
Richaun Holmes, the previous 3 games, played a combined 8 minutes.
Yep.
We know the story. This guy has been pretty much out of the rotation the entire year. We've seen glimpses where he gets a chance and it hasn't worked out. You think about the last year for him, right? He's had the injury. He had personal stuff, the Halliburton trade, losing his job to Sabonis. It seemed, though, that he was coming in with the right mindset into the season. He was energized. He was at Mike Brown's press conference. Media day, he was all pumped up. It just felt like he could not get in any rhythm. The defense wasn't good. It looked like he was maybe overthinking things. Last night, he gets a chance to start against the Lakers team, kind of thin up front, right? Just Thomas Bryant and Wenyen Gabriel at this point. They're not playing Damian Jones. Yeah. Anthony Davis is out. Richaun was outstanding. And I'm wondering what a game like that can do for his confidence. He had 16 points. He had 11 rebounds. They set him up, got him into his spots, but I was most encouraged by what I saw from him defensively. What jumped out to you about Richaun Holmes?
Well, I think he looked like he belonged when he was out there. And that's what, to me, was very important. Like, can they keep him out here and not only to produce, but just look like he belongs out here on an NBA court with the starting crew? And he did. And I think one of the other things that really jumped out was that you look at Richaun Holmes as one of those players, though, that needs minutes, that needs to get things going with those minutes. He's not going to get those minutes when Sabonis is back in. And so now, after hopefully having a game like that, gaining that type of confidence, where can he find, okay, I need to be efficient in this role, even if my minutes are limited? How can I bring that right from the start, even if I'm not starting, even if I'm not getting those long games? Either way, though, what I love is that he proves so much in a game like this, in a big win like this, that Mike Brown and the coaching staff has no choice but to like give him a few more of those touches going forward.
I mean, They desperately need someone to step up in that role. We've seen a whole bunch of guys. They tried Nemi for a second. Alex Len got a start at one point when Sabonis was out that one game. Chimezie Metu had some nice moments too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a total team win yesterday. If Richaun Holmes can be consistent, this would be huge for the Kings. It would be absolutely massive. Now, he's got to prove it, and I get all that. But I was just so happy for this guy because it's not easy to just stay engaged when you feel like, hey, I signed a deal to be a starter here, and now I'm not even playing. That's hard sometimes. But everyone I've talked to has said the guy is a pro behind the scenes, supportive teammate. He's engaged. Now he got on the floor, and he did his thing. He comes across to me as a guy that needed a game like this for his confidence, for his own belief. It's one thing to get encouragement from your teammates and coaches. That helps. But he needs to go out there and do it. He did that last night. And that's a huge credit for him. And it's a huge credit to the players and the coaching staff to keep players who are in and out of the rotation engaged. Terrence Davis, Trey Lyles at times, right? Metu, Holmes.
Yeah.
These guys have gotten opportunities again at some points, and they've all found ways to contribute, even if they're in and out of the rotation.
It's not easy on any level. It doesn't matter if it's a sport. It doesn't matter where you are in your life, and these type of situations come into place. And Richaun Holmes, you and I talked to him at Media Day, and you're like, hey, you got that chip on that shoulder? You ready to roll? And, he is just so ready for the season, ready for things to go. He never lost that energy. He never lost that spirit from that Media Day all the way to right now. And he really showed up last night for his entire team.
Yeah, we had a chance after the game to talk to him on NBC Sports California. It was pretty funny because he was completely gassed after the game. He played 31 minutes after playing combined 8 the last 3 games.
You stayed ready, Richaun. What was your mentality going into this one?
I mean, honestly, just like you said, just stay ready, come out and get what I could. It's been a struggle, but, to come out here and be able to help my guys get a win, I'm getting emotional now, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of passion for this game and a lot of work put in, and just happy we was able to get the win.
Richaun, you a little tired? I mean, you're bent over there. What was going through your mind going to the free throw line after that clear pass?
Oh, man, just gotta make the free throws. I left it all out there, honestly. Just wanted to do what I could to help my team get the win. Play as hard as I could. So I'm happy I was able to make the free throws, happy I was able to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, a double-double for you. You knew you guys were going to be without Sabonis going into this one. What was the messaging going into this game?
We got to do it together. Domas is not a guy you're just going to be able to replace with one person. What he brings to this team, we can't replace. So we just wanted to come out there, do it by committee. Everybody stepped up tonight to get this win, and it's a team win, great team win, and I was happy I was able to play a part.
Love that. Just the great attitude. It's a reason why Kings fans love this guy when he got the first opportunity in Sacramento. Really happy for him last night.
Did that make you emotional at all?
Like, am I going to cry?
Okay,
no, I'm not going to cry.
You if you're going to
no,
cry.
I'm not.
Because one,
you look like you're tearing up.
I know I could, but only because he talked about the emotions and the passion that go into the game. And I think when he was bending over, he wasn't only tired.
I know. And someone in the chat just said, Richaun trying not to cry, and Deuce asked him if he's tired. Classic. I need you guys to know one thing. Just a little behind the scenes.
Yes.
In that moment, I'm listening to him. I have a producer in my ear going, hey, he looks tired. Ask him if he's tired. And I was going to ask him that anyway. So I missed hearing him say the emotional part. So yes.
When Deuce went straight into that, I knew exactly what had happened because I've done that before where I've missed a key word. And I'm like, he is talking about emotions, about passion. And then Deuce comes in and is like, you tired, bro? Huh? Yeah, that was pretty good. But no.
Damn it.
No.
Yeah, that was the first time I heard, because I heard that and I heard the emotional part. I'm like, I wouldn't have asked that if I heard the emotional part.
I know. No, it's okay. Oh my God, are you like mad at yourself now?
A little bit.
Dude, I've done it before too. It's hard. It's hard when audio cuts in and out.
Yeah, we have just for people who don't know, most of you probably do by now, but we have like an earpiece in and our producer's like, all right, got to wrap up. Hey, 32. Wow,
So then you can't hear the other person or the person's. So if I ever do bad on TV, it's because of that, okay?
Damn.
Just kidding. No, but truly, I just watching that again, I was feeling it in that moment, but watching again, I felt it again. Just like you could tell his energy was like, I did it. I accomplished what I needed to do out here. What he said about Sabonis, not an easy guy to replace. And, you got to step up. Just incredible job by Richaun Holmes. At the end of that interview, Deuce starts spitting to Richaun Holmes like, you deserve that Depog chain. You deserve that Depog chain.
Mike Brown better be giving that to you. Go get it. And sure enough, he did.
He did. That was cool.
Yeah, really happy for him. I put a poll question up.
Well, oh.
Who was your dog of the game? Was it De'Aaron Fox, who had 31 points? We haven't talked about him. Richaun Holmes with 16 and 11. Kevin Huerter with 18 points and 8 dimes and a couple of steals. Or was it HB with 20 points and 6 rebounds? I couldn't even add Keegan Murray on this, right? We only had 4 options we could fit in. Keegan also had 10 points and 10 rebounds. Is this a pretty easy one?
Yeah.
Richaun's your dog.
Yeah, 100%. Again, it's about staying ready and how difficult that is. Now, obviously, De'Aaron Fox is playing so consistently at such a high level, being that clutch guy for them, and we will talk about him. But you just got to give this one to Richaun Holmes, who was there for them as a big in this game when they needed it most, especially when Thomas Bryant had a game of a lifetime the last time these two met.
I just before we move on, someone in the chat, Mace, appreciate you, Mace. Most face every time Deuce barks. Laugh my ass off. What face were you making? Because I don't see you. I was just engaged, doing a cool thing. Were you making a bad face?
No, I was like, good job.
You were making a bad face.
No, it was, wow, that's so good.
What? You
What?
do not sell my bark at all.
No, okay. You're doing it longer just to irritate me, I feel like. I feel like
you get some more barks when you play like Richaun Holmes.
Is this a bit you're going to bring to KHTK? Is this a bit you're going to bring to KHTK? Your dog barking? Please. Come on now.
Next up, let's talk some De'Aaron Fox for a second. De'Aaron Fox had 20 points in the first half, and he's been Mr. Fourth Quarter. We've seen what he's been able to do in the fourth quarter in games. Headed into last night, I think it was 10-plus points in 10 of his last 13 games in the fourth quarter. He had that 17-point fourth quarter against the Lakers in that loss in Sacramento. He came out of the gate strong. And, man, it was good to see because you knew without Sabonis, like, he's got to get them into stuff. And I know they gave up a ton of points in that first quarter, 39, but he kept them in it because he was aggressive. He was getting his midi. He hit a couple of did he hit 1 3? I don't know. He had a couple of shots that bounced in. He probably had 3. I don't know when the second one was, though.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Anyway, De'Aaron Fox at 20 points at the half. He finishes with 31 points and 6 assists. He did it on 13 of 23 shooting. He was gassed at the end of this game. He ends up playing 39 minutes, but he played the final 11:09 of the fourth quarter. Big time minutes for him. Missed some free throws down the stretch. He's 80% headed into the game. I didn't like that. What do you think about De'Aaron Fox, though, overall?
You didn't like that?
No, but he was awesome.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, obviously, when you are gassed, right? And it's just something that you try and grow and work through. Like how you shoot a free throw when you're fatigued and tired is just something that you got to build on. And I think for De'Aaron Fox, having another 30-point game, his 11th 30-point game of the season, just what a leap in this entire season for Fox. The way he's been able to carry teams not only consistently, but now from a leader perspective. We were worried without Domas Sabonis. All right, the identity of this team in the game, like they don't have that verbal leader. You're seeing De'Aaron Fox become more and more of that over this entire season. His maturity has taken a leap. I have so much fun watching him. I have so much confidence in when he has the ball and when he's trying to hit that, work his mid-range game. I think it's just such a valuable shot. And for that time period of when the sexy deep three was being like the identity of teams in the NBA going forward. It's like, no. You can still play basketball at a pure level if you are really good at it, right? And that mid-range game for De'Aaron Fox has become elite.
They settled down, too, because they had some early turnovers in that first quarter, and it just looked like, oh, no, they're turning over the ball. The Lakers are getting some fast break opportunities. They're getting points in the paint at will. This could end up being a 20-plus point blowout. You lose Sabonis, and you're like, oh, man. But the way they responded was significant, and I thought Fox just did a great job. I think for some people, seeing Fox do this without Sabonis is a great sign too, because we know what those two do for each other. You take one piece out, that changes the dynamics in a big time way. And Fox stepped up in a big time way. I thought he was very vocal too. When you watch Sabonis in a game, this guy's always talking to people. He's always talking to his teammates on both offense and defense, directing. De'Aaron Fox took on that responsibility last night.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought he was great. I think it was also a good opportunity for him to do that in LA and in front of that LA media, and it's always, Lakers is always kind of a thing that people keep an eye on. And for Fox to have a big performance can only help his all-star candidacy.
Yeah, people are turning on LeBron and Russ even if they don't enjoy watching the Lakers, right? Like, you just want to witness the end of LeBron's career. They're the Lakers, all of those things. So being able to play at that level when a lot more people are watching is a great thing for De'Aaron Fox, and also for his all-star push, which we had already mentioned where he is with just fan voting.
Big time stuff from De'Aaron.
Yeah.
31 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds in the win. Next guy I want to give love to. Who do you think?
I think you're going to go
Keegan Murray.
Where are you really?
I was.
Okay.
I was trying to throw you off.
Yeah.
Keegan Murray, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 3 of 6, 2 of 4 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Got to be honest. Let's get this guy some more shots, please. I want him taking more than 6. But, okay. The last time the Kings played the Lakers in Sacramento, when the Kings lost that close game where they didn't play well, Lakers end up winning, Keegan Murray had 0 rebounds.
That's bad.
Mike Brown, after the game, called out Keegan Murray for having 0 rebounds.
We talked about why it was bad.
Since that time, Keegan has responded in that category. The next game, he had 3, okay, whatever, 6, 3, 5, and 10. Still not great. You want those numbers to continue to rise, but you can't be having zeros. And having 10 last night, especially without Sabonis, who, by the way, the number 1 rebounder in the NBA, you have 2 players who give you 10-plus rebounds in Murray and Holmes, and they out-rebounded the Lakers 47-36. Second chance points were significant, too. The Kings had 20 second chance points in the game.
What I love about this is not only a response from this King squad to going, okay, point of emphasis going to this game, but it was a response from Keegan Murray. And he knew what Mike Brown said after the last game, and I'm sure it was talked about over time, not only for the games in between, but it's like, you're going to have 0 rebounds against the Lakers? Oh, and now Sabonis is out tonight. What changes are you going to make to your game to make sure that you're crashing the boards, that you are getting those rebounds? Just a much better job by Keegan Murray.